Konnichiwa, Japan fans. Today's show, we're going to talk about closing. Eigo desu. それでは行きましょう. So let's get going. This is the 8th year of the Sales Japan Series podcast, broadcasting around the world from the Beverly Hills of Japan, Minato-ku here in downtown Tokyo. It is chic central. I'm your host, Dr. Greg Story, Dale Carnegie Tokyo franchise owner, the president of Dale Carnegie Tokyo Training, and the 3-time best-selling author of Japan Sales Mastery, which is Zaegyo in Japanese, Japan Business Mastery, and Japan Presentations Mastery, or in Japanese, Anata mo Presen no Tachijin. My other books include Stop Wasting Money on Training, which in Japanese is Tonin de Okane o Moni Suru wa Yamemashou, and my just released new book is Japan Leadership Mastery, and all are available on Amazon. In this podcast, I want to help you to survive, and even better, thrive in business. I want you to 1, sell more and do it more easily. 2, exceed your targets. In fact, let's blow up your targets. Number 3, make some serious money. Don't forget to subscribe and share this podcast with your family, friends, and colleagues. We're not being sponsored by Libsyn, but we value your privacy, which is why we have our podcast hosted by Libsyn. Unlike many other hosting organizations, Libsyn have a strict policy that does not allow access to your private information by anyone. Here is our daily podcast lineup on Apple Podcasts. Mondays, the Cutting Edge Japan Business Show podcast. Tuesday, the Presentations Japan series. And every second Tuesday, the Business Tachijin no Oshie Show. Wednesdays, the Sales Japan series. Thursdays, the Leadership Japan series. And every second Thursday, the Business Pro Podcast Show. Fridays, the Japan Business Mastery Show podcast. Saturdays, Japan's top business interviews. Now, this is episode number 391. 391. Today we're talking about stress-free closing the sale in Japan. Recently, we had a negotiation with an existing buyer. They had severely cut back their purchasing quantities under direct orders from the European headquarters. A new president arrived and, looking at the global training bill, decided he could save a lot of dough if they did it all themselves. The first salvo was to reduce the amount of previously scheduled training while they sorted it out. Actually, his local team just cannot do it from a time perspective and also on the talent front. Anyway, they came back to us with a request to resurrect one of the cancer classes. That was good. They also wanted some materials supplied, which we had not previously supplied. The salesperson's job was to ask for payment for the production and supply of those new materials. I told him that when he puts forth the number, he should then shut up and not say another word. We mention a big number, or in this case, a new number, we create tension in the room. For some salespeople, this tension is too much. They suffer from imposter syndrome and begin to doubt their worth, their solution's worth, their company's worth, and a myriad of other doubts crop up. They feel the overpowering need to lighten the mood. They want to reduce the tension by adding more explanation or by trying to pile on more value. This misses the point. You want the tension. The buyer feels the tension too, and they now have the stress, not us. Now they have to justify why the thing you're asking for is not possible. Usually, they don't have a well thought out reason, so they are struggling internally with how to deal with our proposal. When we jump in and start babbling, we reduce the pressure on them to justify the number they want. This is their escape route. We've given them enough time to come up with why they can't accept our offer. We just handed them the keys to the door to escape from the tension we have built up. Invariably, we don't get what we wanted because we sabotaged our own efforts by speaking when we should have kept stony silence in play as our weapon. Asking for the order is another stressful crossover point in the conversation with the buyer. We're delivering a demonstration class recently for a very large insurance company. The original plan was for a suite of trainings for their managers. The HR team was well on the way to getting this going when someone in senior management questioned the content. The certain deal now became highly uncertain. HR asked us for a demonstration class to prove the content was suitable, and so we naturally agreed to that. To my delight, they said they would pay for the demonstration rather than forcing us to do it for nothing. The money wasn't the issue. It was an open competition with other firms for the business, and I recall the HR person commenting to me that he thought our fees were cheap. After hearing that, I think I should raise our fees. Find out more when we come back from the break. Our show today is brought to you by our public courses, and we also have custom in-house programs as well as both in Japanese and English. We do classes in our super safe classroom and we do them live online. The show today is being brought to you by, on the 11th of July, our Dale Carnegie course 3-day version. 24th of August, we'll be doing our Dale Carnegie course 12-week version. Our website is www.dale-carnegie.co.jp. Email me at greg.story@dalecarnegie.com. If you like learning by watching videos, then we have over 2,300 there for you at Tokyo, Japan, Dale Carnegie TV on YouTube. We release 3 shows every week on YouTube. The Cutting Edge Japan Business Show, that's the premier business show in Japan, every Monday, Tokyo time. Fridays, we have the Japan Business Mastery Show, and on Saturdays, we release Japan's top business interviews, where I interview leaders from SMEs right up to the corporate captains of industry on one topic, leading in Japan. Now, every second Thursday, we release the Business Pro Television Show. Don't forget to grab my business best-selling books on Japan on Amazon. Japan Sales Mastery, which is Saegyo in Japanese, Japan Business Mastery, and Japan Presentations Mastery, or in Japanese, Anata mo Presen no Tachijin. My other books include Stop Wasting Money on Training, which in Japanese is Training de Okane o Muri ni suru wa yamimashou, and my just released new book is Japan Leadership Mastery, and all are available on Amazon. Welcome back. So we did the demonstration class and it went very well. We had the senior director in the class checking on the content, the actual direct boss of the HR person I'd been dealing with. At this point, I could have asked for the business very directly by saying, "So, are we approved to do the actual class for the managers now?" For many salespeople, especially in Japan, that is too direct. In fact, a lot of Japanese salespeople wouldn't have said anything and just left it to the buyer to tell them they had the business. The reason for this is simple. They abhor rejection and being told no, and buyers too don't like it either. Japan is a very civil society and confrontation is frowned upon, so a direct and clear no is avoided. Rather than just leaving it up in the air, we can ask for the order in a very low-stress way. In this case, I used a minor point close. The original intention was that if the demonstration class went well, we would do the next real class with 20 managers in the following month. I simply asked, "So next month there will be 20 people in the class?" If there is to be no class, then this question is irrelevant. When they affirm that is the case, and it will be 20 managers, they are indirectly saying, "We have the business, and we proceed as planned." I could have used an alternate of choice close. Here I would say, "Are we still thinking about the next month for the class, or are we thinking about in 2 months' time?" This is not a yes or a no answer. It is a yes answer across 2 distinct possibilities. I could have used the next step close. In this case, I would ask, "So the next step is to confirm the date we spoke about earlier for the class for the managers. Shall we lock that date in?" If they say, "Yes, lock the date in," that means the class is going to go ahead, and they've accepted our proposal and we have a deal. All of these techniques are smooth, low or no pressure, and easy to put forth. They don't create a lot of tension with the buyers because the approach is tangential. If they are not going to go ahead, then they would like to say, we'll get together and discuss the demonstration class and get back to you. Having said that, in many cases that would be legitimate here because in a consensus broad-based decision-making system, there are people who are not in the room who need to be consulted before a concrete decision can be made. There's also a way of not telling you no to your face, which can be very stressful for both sides. They just send you an email later telling you they have taken another path or some other code words for no. We can use tension when closing to help us get a result. We can also ask for the order in a stress-free way and overcome our fears of excessive tension in the sale. We just need a clear, preconceived plan, sales technique, and guts. Thank you for joining the Sales Japan series. If you found the program useful, then please work on your karma and share this with your family, friends, and colleagues. Don't forget to subscribe and share this podcast. Immediately apply what you've learned. Go out there and survive. Use it and make some serious money. Bucks, dough, ruler, coin, dosh, lolly, readies, smackers, earners, and bread and honey. Remember, I'm in your corner, your go-to guy for soft skills training in Tokyo, committed to your success here in Nippon.